Alright, so there's 5 major open chords that you need to learn, and then there's 3 minor open chords that you need to learn. The 5 major chords, they actually spell out the word CAGED, C-A-G-E-D. So this is C. And just remember, you can always pause the video, make the chord, then start the video back up. So C. Then there's A. These are all on the 2nd fret here. The strings are numbered 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'm on the 4, the 3, and the 2, all on the 2nd fret. And then there's 2 ways you can do this. Well, there's actually 3 ways you can make an A chord. You can do it with the first three fingers. You can do it with your pinky, which is a little bit easier because your pinky's smaller and it can fit in there. And then this is kind of like the quick kind of cheater way, which is really hard to do perfectly right. Let me see. There we go. So you lay just your first finger down, but then it's kind of hard to get that finger to bend up so you can get that E string to sound. The first string needs to sound because you're only supposed to hold down those 3. So usually with students, I just teach them this one, because this is the first one. It's easy. You can get them all to sound. Oh, let me backtrack real quick. Sorry, but with the C chord, you strum from. You're holding down a C note right here, and you strum from there down. So you only strum 5 strings. The A chord, you strum 5 strings. So the open A string, you strum that all the way down. Then the G chord. There's 2 ways to do the G chord. The first way is like this, and you strum all 6 strings. Second way is like this. And then we got the E chord, which is all 6 strings. Let's see if you can see that. There you go. And then the D chord, which you only strum 4 strings. So from the D string, which is the 4th string, all the way down. And when you're practicing making these chords, you want to pluck each string individually, check to make sure it's working, sounding alright. If you get any weird dead sounding stuff or buzzes, if you get a buzz, one, you're either too far away from the front of the fret. Like the A, you'll get that sometimes because unfortunately you can only do it like that and you're really far away, because proper fretting, you want to be as close to the fret without touching it. You don't want to be all the way back here when you're trying to hold the string down. So you see how that happens. So you want to get as close to the fret without touching it. And the other thing is, if you get some of that kind of muting, maybe one finger is touching another string, which happens a lot, like say with C, you'll get that kind of action. And that's from the E string. My first finger is accidentally touching the E string there. There you go. So we have C, A, G, E, and D. Now notice I got sloppy and my thumb came up. Well, after a while, when you get a lot of control over your hand, then you can kind of let your thumb just hang out here up at the top. Like you'll watch all the great guitar players and their thumbs just hanging out up here. It's because they have a lot of control over their fingers and they can move around and do whatever they need to do. Alright. So I guess inadvertently I just compared myself to the greatest guitar players in the world. But sorry about that. Oh yeah, the great guitar players just hang their thumb out at it. But anyway, you know what I mean. So after you get comfortable and you get a lot of control over your fingers, there you go. So C, A, G, E, D. Alright. Now there's 3 minor chords that you want to go over, which are E minor, A minor, and D minor. There's a little trick that I use to teach my students the minor chords, the shapes, real quick. It doesn't work for every single minor chord and stuff, but it just works. Happens to work for these 3 open chords. If you notice that this was E major, right? So you've learned the 5 major chords. If you just go to the bottom one that you're holding down, your finger closest to the floor, if you take the note that it's holding down and move it down one, you'll make the corresponding minor chord. And this works for E major to E minor, and then this works for A major. See, we go down to my pinky is the closest one to the floor, we move that note down one, and we've got A minor. And then we've got D major, but then if we go to this finger, it's closest to the floor, and move it down one fret, we're going to have to switch here. So what we're going to have to do is move those fingers so this one comes up to cover that note, and then this one moves down. So we got D minor. So that was E minor, which is real easy. It's just those two, just the 5th string and the 4th string on the 2nd fret, and then we've got A minor, and then we've got D minor. There we go.